And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to takesbyfans.com/watch. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Thursday, folks. We got to start talking about the mother-loving playoffs. Playoffs! Talk about playoffs? Of course we're talking about playoffs, folks. Come on. So, now that the regular season has ended, we finished our kind of regular season film study. We still got maybe one or two that we could watch through the week, but we got the main gist of these teams heading into Super Wild Card Weekend. Saturday, Sunday, Monday games on. So I guess that's pretty good. 3 straight days of football. I'll take that. Absolutely. Playoff football nonetheless. Oh yeah. So we are predicting and reacting to these playoff lines today. Seeing where that great value is, folks. Vegas is going to be disrespectful, folks. We know they're going to be disrespectful because they've been disrespectful all year long, folks. They're not going to stop in the playoffs, so we may be able to get some great value this week, folks. There's a few games where Vegas is giving us a lot of points. Oh, we're taking it. And no, I'm not talking about the Steelers and Chiefs because you could give me 5,000 points with the Steelers and I still would not take it, okay? So we got to talk all that through today. We got to do the NBA Daily 10, and if we do have time in the show today, we will discuss the MVP. There is also about 2 stories I want to touch on quickly as well, so we'll squeeze all that in on today's show. So let's kick things off here and start with our NBA Daily 10. Let's get 10 minutes on the clock here. Next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk. In the next 10 minutes, uninterrupted basketball talk, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty, plenty of games on in the NBA last night. We had 2 bets going. We had the Bulls -2, and we had the the Bulls -2, and what else do we have? Bulls -2. We didn't take the 76ers. 1 second, folks. All right, we're back. Okay, we had 2 bets going on last night. We had the Bulls -2, and we had the Mavericks -2. That's what it was, right? And we did not hit on any of those. We did call the Heat +5 a good bet, but we didn't take it, so unfortunate there. But here we go. Let's start breaking down these games. First one up, Celtics at the Pacers, and the Celtics get a nice dominant win here, 119-100 over the Pacers. Once again, this Pacers team is nothing good. They're they're losing to the Celtics team, which isn't anything really that great. They got good players. Jason Tatum got it done last night, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, fantastic. We had Jalen Brown doing his thing, 34 points, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. And then Dennis Schroeder at the 1, 23 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Yes, okay. Marcus Smart was a no-go last night. So Dennis Schroeder and Jalen Brown playing the 1 and the 2. I think that's how I really want this Celtics team to move going forward. Stop with the Marcus Smart. Yes, you can have him coming off the bench, but I don't want this man in the starting lineup. If you're giving me a choice between Marcus Smart and Dennis Schroeder of who to play the 1 to go alongside Jalen Brown, give me Dennis Schroeder all day and tomorrow. So we'll see if the Celtics continue this lineup. I think I liked it last night. Robert Williams at the 5 points on only 3 shots, but he did have 9 rebounds. We'll definitely take that. And a +21 on the floor. We'll definitely take that, absolutely. So the stars for the Celtics got it done last night. Did the stars for the Pacers get it done? Well, we had Sabonis, 17 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. Solid game by him. Karis LeVert, 16 points on 66% shooting. That was solid. And then they had Miles Turner, 18 points and 4 rebounds. All that was solid. But, you know, the big three that I just listed off for the Pacers, that wasn't the Celtics' big three. That was getting 33, 34, 23 points. So that was the main difference last night. The Celtics Phoenix Stars got it done, where the Pacers Stars, it's always a little underwhelming, like we know this Pacers team is. So Celtics get a nice win here, 119-100. All right, next game up here is the Hornets at the 76ers, and well done with the Hornets. Man, there was great value last night. Hornets plus 5.5. Unfortunately, once again, we didn't take it, so we definitely got to hunker down today when we talk about betting in the NBA. We must hunker down. We have been missing way too much value over the last couple of days, folks. We must get back on track. I do hold myself way highly accountable, so I got to get that great value information to y'all. We've been missing it. Hornets plus 5, Heat plus 5 last night. We didn't take it. We liked it. We told y'all we liked it, but we just didn't pull the trigger on it. So we will find the value, folks. We are going to get 1,000,000,000,000% back on track with finding the value today. I guarantee it. Do I have to bring out the takes by fans guarantee? Well, let's wait till we find that great value first, but we will. The next time we bet, we will be putting a takes by fans guarantee on that because we must get it back on track. All right, but here we go. Hornets at the 76ers. Hornets get the win, 109-98. Big old time win here for this Hornets team, getting it done. LaMelo Ball, 13 points, but the 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Yes, sir. He was 0 of 8 from the 3 last night, but everything else, fantastic. We get Terry Rozier, 22 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Fantastic. Gordon Hayward was on his bullshit all game long, folks. 30 points, 7 assists, and get this, he shot 81% on 16 shots, 4 of 4 from the 3. Magnificent. And then Miles Bridges, a solid 21 points, 8 rebounds to round it out. And then Cody Martin, let's shout out him, 11 points coming off the bench. And then for the 76ers, Tyrese Maxey, Seth Curry, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, all good to go. Danny Green was even good to go, but he's coming off the bench. But we get Seth Curry, 10 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Joel Embiid, 31 points, 6 rebounds. Tobias Harris, 17 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Just unfortunately coming up a little bit small here. Yes, Joel Embiid got it done, but we need that kind of big 2 here. Tobias Harris is usually kind of the big 2. We've seen Seth Curry potentially be a solid 2 in the beginning of the season, has started to kind of trickle down a little bit as the season progressed, just a little bit, but we need somebody else to step up big time, like a kind of a little bit of a Chris Middleton with the Bucks. Obviously, Giannis is the 1, Joel Embiid is the 1, but with the Bucks, Chris Middleton is that solid 2. We need that solid 2 here consistently for the 76ers, so a little disappointed in them losing last night. They lose 109-98. All right, then we get the Magic at the Wizards, and Magic kept it close. Once again, this Magic team keeping games close here. Solid value if we're getting tons of points, like 8+ points here with the Magic is solid value from, as of right now. But the Magic kept it close, but the Wizards pulled away. They win 112-106. So for the Wizards last night, Kyle Kuzma, 19 points, led the team in scoring, 9 assists, led the team in assists, 10 rebounds, led the team in rebounds. So yes, sir, this stretch of games here by Kyle Kuzma, I think we are going to be green lighting betting on this Wizards team. No Bradley Beal again, and they still get it done. We have Corey Crispert filling in at the 2 for Bradley Beal, 11 points. Spencer Dinwiddie, 17 points, 4 assists. And then off the bench, Raul Neto, 15 points, and our man, Montrezl Harrell, 16 points, 8 rebounds in only 20 minutes. Fantastic job by this Wizards team. And then for the Magic, Cole Anthony, 19 points, 9 assists, 11 rebounds. All that was fantastic. Robin Lopez playing the 5 here, 16 points, 11 rebounds. And then we have Gary Harris, 14 points, and Franz Wagner, 14 points. And Terrence Ross coming off the bench, 17 big old points. Just unfortunately lose by 6 here. Kept it close though, but this Magic team needs to start taking that next step of actually winning these games that they are competitive in. So Wizards get the win, 112-106. All right, then we get a huge win here for this Heat team. They win 115-91. Once again, short-handed Heat team. No Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo still out, okay? And they can still get it done. Once again, this starting lineup, Kyle Lowry, Max Struss, Caleb Martin, PJ Tucker, Omer Yurtseven. I mean, folks, they are dwindling down in their starting lineup, but they still get it done. Dog mentality. Everybody buying in. This is such a great Heat team, folks. Truly. Tyler Hero, 21 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds coming off the bench. We get Duncan Robinson, 14 points coming off the bench. Kyle Lowry, 8 points, 3 steals, 5 assists. Caleb Martin, 18 points. PJ Tucker, 10.7 rebounds. And then Omer Yurtseven at the 5 doing a fantastic Bam Adebayo impression, really. 13 points, 10 rebounds, a plus 19 on the floor, the highest plus minus for the squad last night. So big, huge props need to be given for this Heat team, folks. Start to respect them. And then with the Hawks, Trae Young, only 15 points and 5 assists last night. That's not going to get it done. Bogdanovich, 15 points, 5 rebounds. We get Omika Okongwu at the 5 because no Clint Capella last night, only 6.7 rebounds. And then we had a solid performance by John Collins, 16 points, 11 rebounds, but just not enough to get it done. Everybody on this Heat team, folks, they can shoot. Everybody can shoot on the team, and then everything is just so infectious with them. Shout out to Tyler Hero for being consistent here, of helping out this Heat team when everything has been so inconsistent due to injuries and COVID and all that for this season for the Heat, but they keep on trucking. This Heat team, let's get their updated rankings. In the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat are the 3rd seed, folks, the 3 seed. Only the Nets and the Bulls are better in the record department than this Heat team. Give big time respect to this Heat team, folks. We will, and I'm sorry that we didn't say that was great value last night. We only said it was good value. Damn. All right, next game up here, the game that we bet on, Mavericks at the Knicks, and the Knicks actually get it done last night. Big time dominant win. The Mavericks couldn't do anything all game long. Knicks get the win 108-85, and we had the Mavericks -2. Jeez Louise. For the Knicks last night, RJ Barrett. Are we going to see this consistent performance by RJ Barrett for the rest of the season? Because he's had some really good back-to-back games here. 32 points, 7 rebounds. We get Julius Randle, 17 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson at the 5, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Evan Fournier was pretty hot in the first half, 13 points. He shot 2 of 4 from the 3, and that's all enough to get it done for this Knicks team. While for the Mavericks, no Porzingis, so it's Luka Doncic out there by his lonesome. He had 21 points, but on 1 of 9 from the 3, 34% shooting. 11 rebounds, 5 assists, that's decent. We had Jalen Brunson at the 2, 14.6 assists, 7 rebounds. And then Dwight Powell at the 5, 4 points on 2 shots. Maxi Kleber filling in for Porzingis at the 4, only 9 points on 10 shots. Not enough to get it done. This Mavericks team, a little disappointed in them last night. And now, once again, we're in this kind of up and down. Is this Mavericks team good? Is this Knicks team good? I think we're going to have to stay away from betting these teams until we see some consistency here, whether good or bad, to truly see what these teams are. But 2 teams, middle-of-the-road teams. Knicks get the win at home, though. That is our 10 minutes, but we've still got 4 games to go over and some bets to talk about, so let's hurry it up a little bit more here. Next game up, Rockets at the Spurs, and the Rockets get the win 128-124. 2 trash teams that, once again, we don't really bet on. No big bet ability here, but let's shout out some great performances. Eric Gordon, 31 points, fantastic, and Christian Wood for the Rockets, 23 points, 11 rebounds. Once again, no Daniel Tice, or Daniel Tice played 16 minutes coming off the bench. That's where we like him, and they get the win. And then for the Spurs, we had DeJounte Murray did his thing, folks. 32 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds, big old triple-double for the man. And then look at this, Bryn Forbes, 21 points, 6 of 11 from the 3 coming off the bench. Alrighty, Bryn, we've seen this man, get some solid minute numbers over the last 2 weeks here and have some solid performances. So the Spurs team, they still need to, start winning games, but, we'll see if they can start to turn it around a little bit. It's going to take a lot, but we'll see if Bryn Forbes coming off the bench here is going to be that extra oomph this Spurs team needs to finally start winning some games here this year. Just not as of yet. But the Rockets get the win 128-124. Then we get the Cavs at the Jazz, and the Cavs getting the win here, 111-91 over the Jazz. Jazz a little short-handed last night. None of their really bigs are good to go. Donovan Mitchell is still out there, 17 points, 4 assists. Mike Conley still out there, 12 points. Jordan Clarkson off the bench, 17 shots, most shots for the team, and he led the team in scoring with 22 big old points. But the Jazz come up a little bit short because for the Cavs, everybody was getting it done last night. Darius Garland, 11 points, 15 assists, 10 rebounds. That's a triple-double, folks. Jared Allen down low, 12.7 rebounds. Lamar Stevenson led the team in scoring, 23.7 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen, 20.6 rebounds. And then Rookie of the Year, folks, Evan Mobley, 15 points, 7 assists, 10 rebounds. All of that was fantastic. And Kevin Love is still getting it done here coming off the bench, only playing around around 20 minutes a game, but 16 points, 7 rebounds coming off the bench. Kevin Love has been fantastic during this kind of resurgence of this Cavs team this season. So shout out to all of that. Cavs get the win 111-91. Then we get the Nets at the Bulls, the other game that we bet on in the Bulls. They kept it close. The Nets were always out in front for the majority of this game, but then that fourth quarter hit and the Bulls couldn't do anything. Nets pulled away big time in the second half and get the win 138-112 over the Bulls. Now for the Nets, the big three was out there. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. James Harden last night, 25 points, 16 assists, 7 rebounds. Magnificent. Kyrie Irving, 9 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Still, getting up to par here. This is only his second game playing of the year. And then Kevin Durant, consistent as always, 27 points, 9 assists on 70% shooting. So the big three gets it done. And now Patty Mills going down to the bench, being that kind of, sixth man, the four of the big four, if you want to classify it as that. Patty Mills coming off the bench, 21 points on 70% shooting, getting on his Kevin Durant bullshit. You love to see it. And then for the Bulls last night, man, oh man. Well, first of all, Derrick Jones Jr. gets hurt. How unfortunate is that? 36 seconds into the game, hurt. Out and not looking good. So, we wanted to see Derrick Jones Jr. exceed in this league, but it's just not working. It's never quite there. It's good, but it's not great, and now he's injured. And man, oh man, that athleticism, because this could potentially be like an ACL thing, potentially not good. So that athleticism, man, oh man, maybe has gone to not 100% waste, but man, oh man. So the big four for the Bulls last night: DeRozan, 19 points only. Vucevic, 14 points, only 5 rebounds. We had Zach LaVine, 22 points, 6 assists. And then Lonzo Ball, 9 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds. Just not able to get it done. Kobe White, though, 16 points, coming off the bench on 60% shooting. That offense production is still there. We love Kobe White. But unfortunately, the Nets' big three was better than the Bulls' big four. And the Nets get the win 138-112. And then the last game of the night, the Lakers at the Kings, and once again the Lakers lose to the Kings. Not good here, folks. Is it really not good at all? The Lakers must do something at the trade deadline. Kings get the win 125-116, and man oh man, Lakers were on the road last night and the Kings were absolutely brutal to Russell Westbrook, because on the Jumbotron the Kings had the ice cold player of the game and they named it Russell Westbrook. Ice cold player of the game, folks. Man, oh man. I know we did say a couple of days on the show that we weren't going to be kind of knocking Russell Westbrook. We were done with that. We were never going to do that. We respect his energy, but we've got to get better efficiency out here, Russell Westbrook. I can excuse the turnovers. I don't like excusing the turnovers, but I can kind of, all right, I understand. This is what comes with this Russell Westbrook territory of being a Tasmanian devil out there on the floor. I get all that, but man, oh man, you've got to be so much more efficient shooting the ball, or just don't shoot. We know you really can't, so stop shooting. The Lakers, they are missing, obviously, Anthony Davis, and they still need another kind of nice outside shooter. But, Russell Westbrook, he is not the guy. He's just not that guy. He's not that offensive production powerhouse at the one. He's a good passer. He brings a lot of energy. But, man, oh, man, come on, Russell Westbrook. Let's start taking a little bit of smarter shots, or let's start working on the shots, all right? I hate knocking Russell Westbrook. It's one of the things that bugs me so gosh dang much in the sports world. But man, oh man, he doesn't win. He's not a winner. We mean out here, it's just, it's so frustrating. So Russell Westbrook, come on. Let's channel it in. Let's hone it in a little bit, and let's be just a little bit more efficient shooting the ball. Come on, all right? Come on. We're sending good luck to Russell Westbrook's way. But Russell Westbrook last night, 8 points on 14% shooting, 0 of 5 from the 3. He did have 12 rebounds, fantastic, and he did have 6 assists, fantastic. But once again, we need better efficiency out of the man. And LeBron James, classically doing it all himself, 34 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. But then Malik Monk, once again, the key to the success here for the Lakers, had a really nice night last night. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the 3, fantastic. Unfortunately, still come up a little bit short to a Kings team, folks. The Kings Kings. Everybody got it done for the starting lineup for the Kings last night. De'Aaron Fox, 29 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. Tyrese Halliburton, 14 points, 10 assists. Chimezie Metu, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Marvin Bagley, 16 points, 9 rebounds. And Harrison Barnes, 23 points, 7 rebounds. That sounds nothing like this Lakers lineup that has Trevor Ariza at the 4 having 2 points and Avery Bradley at the 2 having 6 points on 22% shooting, 0-4 from the 3. And we already said what Russell Westbrook did. So, man, oh man, LeBron is trying, folks. And we know LeBron in his 18th year playing the center position, folks, is literally doing all he can. Everybody else is coming up big time small here for this Lakers team. Kings get another win, 125-116 over the Lakers. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night. So let's quickly see if we can truly get back on track tonight and finding some great value in the NBA. We are getting back on track, folks. That's what we do here. We find the value, and I have been, we've just been missing it, folks. So let's find that value again. So here we go. We got 5 games tonight. Let's find the value. First game up, Warriors at the Bucks here. Both teams in a little bit of a slid here, a little bit of a skid. Not too many, they are still missing some pieces, both of these teams here, Warriors and the Bucks. So let's see what these injuries are. So Warriors plus 1.5, Bucks minus 1.5. Draymond Green is still out, and we definitely need Draymond Green out on the floor before we start betting this Warriors team. Draymond Green, the big enforcer, a great leader, a great kind of facilitator on the floor, even though he doesn't have the ball in his hands. So no Draymond Green. I think we're staying away from betting the Warriors tonight. And then for the Bucks, Drew Holiday, game time decision, while Brook Lopez is still out. We need Drew Holiday back. We're going to have Grayson Allen back. We're going to have Dante DiVincenzo back. And, here's one more I'm missing. So the guard play should be solid here for the Bucks. Bucks minus 1.5. I think that's what we're going to take, folks. We just can't bet this Warriors team. Yes, they've got Steph, but Clay's a little bit on minutes restriction. He's going to play tonight. I think he rests tomorrow. I believe this Warriors team is on a back-to-back. Yeah, I believe he is resting tomorrow. But once again, only expect maybe 20 minutes out of Klay Thompson. So overall, Bucks a lot more healthier than the Warriors are at the current moment. I'll take the Bucks minus 1.5 here at home. All right, next game up here is the Timberwolves at the Grizzlies. Timberwolves plus 4, Grizzlies minus 4. And this Grizzlies team has been on an absolute tear. John Morant, I'm on my Grizzly bullshit out here, and we gotta love it. Where this Timberwolves team, a little bit of trouble, kind of closing out games, beating the better teams in the league. Couldn't get it done against the Pelicans the other night. Grizzlies minus 4, loving the Grizzlies. We like this Timberwolves team, don't get us wrong, but they're not ready to take that next step of beating good, consistent teams. Grizzlies minus 4. We're going to swallow 4 here. Shout out to John Morant. The man has been on an absolute tear. MVP, absolutely. He's got to be the front runner. All right, then we get the Clippers at the Pelicans, and we don't bet this Clippers team. Well, Paul George is out, and Clippers being plus 4 on the road. Paul George is still out. We see Luke Kennard also out. For the Pelicans, Zion Williamson is still out, and we really don't even know what the hell is going on with him. So staying away from betting this game. Pelicans, yeah, Brandon Ingram and Valanciunas, they're good. They were clutch as heck in their last game. But this Clippers team, some solid players that can still get it done. We just saw them, win shorthanded and still be a little competitive shorthanded here, but not great value either way. We'll stay away from it. Then we get the Thunder at the Nets. We don't bet the back-to-backs. Nets at home, so no Kyrie Irving as of yet. There's still talks that, he could still play at home at some point this season, but not as of yet. And for this Thunder team, folks, y'all know we don't bet them. So we're staying away from this game. And then the last game of the night, the Blazers at the Nuggets. Oh my goodness, folks. Holy moly. This could be the best value that I've seen in the last month here in the NBA. Blazers plus 10.5 on the road. Nuggets minus 10.5. What the heck is going on? If Anthony Simons is out, I get the high value here for the Blazers, but man, oh man. So let's see. Here we go. For the Blazers, McCollum is out, Damian Lillard's out, and Damian Lillard is going to have surgery, so, he's going to be out for a while, but that's fine because we get Anthony Simons. The man has been fantastic. Oh, but there it is. Anthony Simons is out for personal reasons, so that would have been great value with Anthony Simons, but you don't have Norman Powell, you don't have CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, no Anthony Simons. Who's going to be the guard here for this Blazers team getting it done? Man, oh man, there was for a second, great value. Damn. And then for the Nuggets, Will Barton out. and Marcus Howard game time decision. So still going to have Jokic, still going to have Aaron Gordon out there. No, we can't believe in this Blazers team without Anthony Simons. That's what it really comes down to. And we don't swallow 10.5 here with this Nuggets team. What are you, crazy? So we've got some great value. We found the value, folks. We are back on track finding the value. We're back, hopefully we'll be back into our old great picking ways out here, hitting consistent picks. You got to love it. So getting back on track tonight, folks. Bucks -1.5, Grizzlies -4. We are back to finding the great value. Love it. Love it. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift gears to the NFL, where we will start predicting and reacting to these playoff weekend super wildcard weekend lines. But there are a few stories I just want to go over quickly and touch upon. So let's start with some stories here. And this first one, folks, all right, the big controversy this offseason already is the Dolphins firing Brian Flores. And I understand it a little bit. Brian Flores is a genius defensive-minded coach, folks. He is fantastic on the defensive side of the ball. He's easily top 5, and I would even say top 3, but I'll go top 5 for the sake of argument, so y'all don't, come at me in the comments, be like, what are you crazy? I'm not crazy, but okay. Brian Flores is top 5 defensive minds in the league. With, he's up there with Bill Belichick. Yes, they come from the, he was a disciple of Bill Belichick, but he's definitely up there with Bill Belichick. He's up there. Who's some other good defensive-minded coaches? Dan Quinn. He has really kind of, got me back into buying into Dan Quinn, the defensive man this season. So he's definitely up there with those guys. Fantastic. But the head coaching position, it's not just one side of the football, and I think that's what people get kind of, a little distracted with when we're, talking about coaching hires and who does your team really want as a coach, folks. We went over it. It was like 10 of the 14 teams that are in the playoffs have offensive-minded head coaches. That's what this league is, folks. Yes, defense, it still has its part of football. We get it. But the point of football is to score points, put up the points, not who can hold their opponent to the less amount of points. That's not how you win. You win by scoring the ball. Just look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are always in the Super Bowl race because Andy Reid, a genius, a guru at the offensive side of the ball, and then you got Patrick Mahomes, who can make a play whenever the hell he needs it, however the hell he needs to get it done. You need offense. Why are the Patriots kind of, skidding a little bit at the back end of the season? Because their offense with Mac Jones and the tier 2 pieces just aren't able to single-handedly go out there and get it done themselves. So yes, Brian Flores is great, but he's not a head coach in this league. Just like Dan Quinn was not a head coach in this league. Just like Todd Bowles was not a head coach in this league. And also shout out to Todd Bowles, another kind of top 5 defensive mind in this league. There's some guys that just are not head coaches. What you need to be a head coach, you need leadership. You must be a leader. And once again, no disrespect to Brian Flores, but he's not the best leader out there. This offense was always neglected. Brian Flores never doubled down on Tua, always kind of left it a little open for Deshaun Watson until like the very, very, very end where everybody knew it was just not happening. And then Brian Flores just said, yeah, Tua's the guy. Like that was the most kind of confirmation of Brian Flores on Tua. So the offense was always second fiddle to Brian Flores because Brian Flores always thought, hey, I can always get it done defensively, so we don't need the offense because I will always win the game defensively. And I've got no problem with that line of thinking because usually for the most part it is pretty good, but overall we still need offense here. And the offense was always neglected. And once again, the whole thing about Brian Flores being fired and everyone being caught off guard and being like, oh my God, this is the worst decision. What are the Dolphins doing? What are the Dolphins doing? The Dolphins are so stupid. Oh, classic Dolphins, trash Dolphins, always making the wrong decision. I don't think necessarily it is the wrong decision. We saw who came to Brian Flores' defense, folks. Everybody on the defense. If you're a defensive player and you got a defensive-minded head coach, yeah, you're going to have a lot of good things to say about that coach because he always put you first and foremost. It was always, centered around the defense. You don't think the offense was like, hey, we're here too. Can we get some love here? Brian Flores doesn't even talk to me. Tua's like, Brian Flores doesn't even talk to me. Jalen Waddle's like, yeah, I think I talked to Brian Flores once when he drafted me, and that was it. And how we have confirmation on this, folks, we get Mike Gesicki under a Tua Tagovailoa Instagram post about Tua saying year 2 with the crew. Solid post right here. Mike Gesicki posts a comment under the picture saying, next year we're throwing the ball 40 times a game. Next year we're throwing the ball 40 times a game. So once again, the offense, they know nobody on the offense was kind of coming to Brian Flores' defense once he got fired. It was the defense. It was, who was it? It was Byron Jones for the Dolphins, corner safety for the Dolphins, coming to his defense on Twitter saying, bad move and all that. But this offense not going and batting for Brian Flores. So, yes, Brian Flores is a great defensive mind. I really wish the Dolphins were like, hey, can we demote you a little bit? Brian Flores, obviously, is not going to take a demotion. He's not going to do that. He still wants to be a head coach, and he'll probably get a head coaching position, so he'll get head coaching money. I don't think that's the right decision. If your team still needs a head coach and you really kind of want Brian Flores, I think that's the wrong choice. But, hey, root for whoever you want, get whoever you want. I think you'll see, but what we're talking about when he's on your team. But the offense can never be an afterthought. The offense wins you games. Tom Brady, he plays what, folks? Offense or defense? Offense. The Patriots had the best dynasty in NFL history. Patrick Mahomes comes onto the scene, folks. Does Patrick Mahomes plays offense or defense? Oh, he plays offense. Russell Wilson exploded onto the scene. What does he play? Offense or defense? You only win a ring when the offense messes up. When Pete Carroll called a pass play on the goal line, that's when you win with defense. When the offense blows it, folks, okay? You need an offensive-minded head coach. So if the Dolphins want anybody, stop. And people are already interviewing Dan Quinn. Can we put the brakes on that right now? Can we stop with this? Can we stop with Dan Quinn? He's not a head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator. A little bit like Brian Flores. Stop. Can we stop, folks? Can we all acknowledge that there's big differences between coaches and coordinators, and every coordinator is not a head coach? And can we stop recycling all the coaches that have proven they can't get it done? And I get second chances and all of this and all that, but do we need a second chance on Dan Quinn that literally every single season got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse? And could we have back-to-back good years being a defensive coordinator again before he throws his hat right back into the ring of being a not very good head coach? Can we give some other great coordinators a chance to be a head coach and actually see if they can get it done, instead of getting Dan Quinn number 2 or Brian Flores number 2 or, goodness forbid, a Matt Nagy number 2? Can we give some other guys a chance? So that's how we feel heading into, this offseason when, we're going to get blasted with coaching news. We already are, of everybody getting, calls. Doug Peterson's already, interviewing for jobs and all that. Mike Zimmer, can we not get a Mike Zimmer number 2, please? Okay. So all I'm saying is, folks, you want an offensive-minded coach. Brian Flores is fantastic. I really wish he would have been the defensive coordinator still here for the Dolphins. That's not the case. He wants to be a head coach, so we'll see where he goes. But be careful. Just be careful a little bit what y'all wish for if your team gets Brian Flores, folks, okay? Great defensive coordinator, but overall, the offense was always second fiddle, folks. Alrighty, and then we get this, John Mara, the owner for the Giants, a little bit of a, I believe it was an offline Zoom conference. It wasn't kind of like televised live, so we're only getting kind of, reports and kind of quotes and all that. I think there may be 1 or 2 videos floating around, but John Mara, owner for the Giants, kind of had a press conference kind of talking it all out, and he said that he kept on thinking this season that the team hit rock bottom, only for it to get even worse every week as the year went on. Mara said this is the lowest moment in the most embarrassed he's ever been as a co-owner of the team. He thought they hit rock bottom, and then it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And that's exactly it. We were seeing it every single week. When Daniel Jones was actually healthy, all right, they were looking okay. The defense was kind of keeping them in the game, but the head coach, a special teams-minded head coach. Could you imagine? I mean, we don't even like defensive-minded coaches being the head coach, but could you imagine a special teams-minded head coach and Joe Judge being your team's head coach? I mean, man, oh man. So we knew the offense was severely lacking. Joe Judge obviously didn't know any offensive talent. Jason Garrett, who, we kind of fell for, but obviously we know the man can't coach. It's solidified here. And then, going with Freddie Kitchens, it was just like, ooh, wow. It was just like, so, these defensive-minded, special teams-minded coaches, they don't even know anything about offense to even select a good coordinator to lead the offense for the team. Whether it's ego, whether it's just not knowing. Once again, going back to Brian Flores, I think a little bit of Brian Flores never having a great offense or even smart offensive coordinators or even having a good offensive line really all just came down to, I think, a little bit to ego, because Brian Flores was like, man, oh man, I'm so gosh dang good at defense. I've got a great defensive squad here. The money's in the defense. We're just focusing on the defense. We don't need the offense because I will always win the game single-handedly on the defense, right? That's how I felt Brian Flores was coaching these last 2 seasons. But back to John Mara making the right decision. We're impressed that he made the right decision and the general manager resigned. So everything is truly set perfect for somebody to come in like a Doug Peterson for this Giants team year one and have almost instant success because of all the great pieces. We could have, a nice, well-rested Daniel Jones because he only played like half the season here. Saquon Barkley saying, hey, I'm going to be right next year. And then Kadarius Toney gets kind of, an off-season under his belt. He gets back healthy. Kenny Galladay hopefully can be healthy and actually be productive here. So there is so much offensive talent here. John Mara making the right decision, just saying, hey, we hit rock bottom and then worse and worse every single week. And once again, that Week 18 game really did Joe Judge in. If Joe Judge won that game, the Giants were competitive offensively. They didn't even have to win the game, but at least be competitive and not run a QB sneak from your own 4-yard line in the second quarter when you're down 3 points. That really led to his firing. So I give a ton of credit to John Mara, not just being like, all right, it's a meaningless game. I'm not going to kind of put anything into it. I'm not going to evaluate it that kind of in depth because it's a meaningless game and all that. No. He's like, hey, every week we're trying to win. And this was just way too embarrassing to put out there. That kind of shows you mailed it in. You phoned it in for the final week. And I just can't have that moving forward. This is too gosh dang embarrassing here. So shout out to John Mara for making the right decision, and we'll see if he makes the right decision again by getting a good head coach, good offensive minded, no more special teams minded. You can't have a defensive minded head coach for 3 years and then still not get it done, and then we're in the same predicament in 2025, okay? So John Mara, go out, get a nice general manager. They already said that first. Hey, we're going to get the general manager. Then he's going to pick the coach. So whoever the general manager is, hopefully is kind of offense first. That's what I want to see. I'm done with short quarterbacks, and I'm done with defensive-minded coaches at the head coaching position, folks. This is going to be an interesting offseason. We're going to kind of, debunk or bunk all of these kind of narratives that we're spewing. We saw it all season long. I think that's kind of how the natural NFL kind of ebbs and flows for the most part, favoring the offense and favoring tall quarterbacks. But we'll do a deep dive in the offseason, folks. There's obviously plenty of time to talk about it, so we'll go definitely deep into it after the season is officially over. So John Mara, press conference, pretty honest, pretty open with it, so we respect the heck out of it. And then this quickly. Carson Wentz is so bad. T.Y. Hilton is considering retirement. Wide receiver for the Colts, their best wide receiver that they have, is considering retirement this offseason. He was a little bit considering retirement going into this season after Phillip Rivers retired before. It might have been before they got Carson Wentz, or maybe after they got Carson Wentz. T.Y. Hilton was like, I may kind of retire. And then I think, Carson Wentz was officially named. He's like, all right, I'll give it one more go, one one last final ride out here, and Carson Wentz was so gosh dang bad. T.Y. Hilton's like, I'm not staying here another year. What are you, crazy? Nothing's going to get better. So unfortunate there. So now the Colts offensive passing game is going to get down, worse than it already was this season heading into next year. So Colts, I really think they missed their playoff window. These last 2 years, this Colts team was built to win the ring. They just needed the quarterback. Phillip Rivers, too old. Carson Wentz, being trash, being exposed. This is the true Carson Wentz. Over the last 2 seasons, this is actually Carson Wentz. This is the true, real North Dakota State FCS quarterback Carson Wentz. So y'all that are clamoring over Trey Lance, yeah, and I get this. One more story. I forgot I wanted to talk about this. San Francisco's head coach Kyle Shanahan stated it was not a tough decision to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo through the season and in Sunday's game. It was not a tough decision. So once again, everybody in the media saying, oh, this is, Trey Lance's team. This is Trey Lance's team. Trey Lance, that's why they drafted Trey Lance so high, because they were done with Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think they're done with Jimmy Garoppolo just quite yet. I don't think Trey Lance is panning out even remotely close to how Kyle Shanahan really thought he would, or maybe even Kyle Shanahan didn't even like Trey Lance, just needed to get something more out of Jimmy Garoppolo. So this could have been like a draftee to kind of light a fire under Garoppolo's butt. That still is kind of out there. I don't think Trey Lance is good at all, folks. We watched that man in a start, and everything was looking atrocious. He's not even close to ready to start. And I would say if Jimmy Garoppolo can win a playoff game, maybe 2, I still think this is his job heading into next year. I don't think Trey Lance is even remotely good. I don't think he'll ever be good in this league, and we'll see what happens. But Kyle Shanahan saying it was not a tough decision to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo, and we know all season it was kind of like, when is Trey Lance going to start? That was always kind of, everything, every single week you kind of had to talk about it. Is Trey Lance going to start this week? Is this going to be the official transition from Garoppolo to Lance? Is it this week? Is it next week? Is it this week? Is it this week? Is it this week? It never came. It never should. And Jimmy Garoppolo got it done and won the game and secured their spot into the playoffs last week. So yes, Jimmy Garoppolo is the guy. Trey Lance is not good. I'm really over the Trey Lance talk. That man is not good, folks. That man was looking absolutely atrocious. Alrighty, so those were all the stories we needed to go over a little bit for today. So now let's get into the thick of it, folks. Where is the value? Where is Vegas being disrespectful? Where is our thinking compared to Vegas? Are we wrong with Vegas? And once again, just most importantly, where is the value? So let's start predicting the lines for Super Wildcard Weekend, talking through all of these matchups, and then seeing what Vegas puts the line at, and we will go from there. We make our official picks tomorrow on the show. We got to sleep on the lines once we finally reveal them and all of that. So let's kick it off here. Super Wildcard Weekend starts on Saturday, folks. 2 games on Saturday. Gotta love it. So first playoff game, Raiders at the Bengals. The 4th-seeded Bengals against the 5th-seeded Raiders. The Raiders having a fantastic performance over the Chiefs in their last meeting to secure their playoff spot. And now they're facing this big old explosion offense Bengals team with a defense that's really gosh dang solid as well. Can we count on Derek Carr to get it done? The offense kind of was a little floundering in the 4th quarter, which allowed the Chargers to come back. 15 points scored by the Chargers to tie up the game, to force overtime and all that. How's Rich Bisaccia gonna travel here? And how juiced up is Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and Zach Taylor gonna be juiced up for a home game, playoff game, where this Bengals team has been one of the laughing stocks, one of the biggest laughing stocks in the NFL over the last 20 years. Andy Dalton, folks. Andy Dalton always just got to this wild card game. If Joe Burrow truly wants to prove, hey, and Zach Taylor truly want to prove, hey, we've turned around this organization. They're already saying it, and it is turned around. They have truly turned around this Bengals organization in really only 2 years, which is truly impressive. But to truly say 100% that they have turned around this Bengals organization, they must win a playoff game. They must finally get it done. Andy Dalton, and I'm blanking on the head coach. It's not Marvin Jones, is it? Marvin Lewis. I'm pretty sure. I think that's the name right there. Marvin Lewis and Andy Dalton just never got it done in the playoffs, folks. I guess we can go over this quickly. Let's bring this up quickly. Andy Dalton always getting it not done in the wild card game. Is it a Bengals curse, or is it just Andy Dalton being not good, like how we're kind of leaning, really? So Andy Dalton, here we go. Let's go to his postseason game logs. You see all these one and dones? All these one and dones, folks. 2011 wildcard game against the Houston Texans. Lost 31-10. Blowout right there. 2012 wildcard game against Houston again. Another L. Not blown out, but still an L. 19-13. Then 2013, the third straight season wildcard game against the Chargers. They lose 27-10. Fourth straight year, 2014. Losing the wild card game to the Colts 26-10. 5 years in a row. 2015, another loss in the wild card game against division rival Steelers 18-16. Never getting it done. Low offensive numbers. The most that they've put up in a playoff game is 16 points over the last 20 years, folks, over the last 10 years at minimum. So Andy Dalton, trash, not getting it done. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals turn it around? You're gosh dang right they can, folks. Love this offense, so explosive. The Chargers offense became explosive in the fourth quarter, and that truly hurt the Raiders big time. The Raiders would have lost if the fourth quarter was played first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter, but Raiders would have got blown out. But the Bengals have the potential to do that, to be offensively gifted throughout the entire game, and to kind of put it on the Raiders. The Raiders, their offense is decent. We still give Derek Carr some credit, Hunter Renfrow some credit. But man, oh man, just overall, this Bengals defense is pretty solid. I don't love this Raiders defense at all. You know, all those fourth down conversions, gave up to Justin Herbert on fourth down for touchdowns and all that, extending the drive, extending the comeback opportunity. So I love the Bengals in this spot, folks. Absolutely love the Bengals here. We're going to call this one Bengals. I'm going to put it right under the 7 hook because I want value. So we're going to call this one Bengals minus 6.5 here at home. Oh man, I think this is going to be a good offensive performance. We've seen them beat the Chiefs. Joe Burrow putting up like 900 collective yards over his last 2 games. Didn't play last week, so fresh, rested, all that, where the Raiders were kind of playing for their lives out there. T. Higgins, don't let him go under the radar as well. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, holy moly, good luck Raiders. It's going to be real tough covering both of those. Bengals at home, first playoff game of the season, first playoff game for Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor. Watch out for this one, folks. I'm loving the Bengals here, and if the value is right, that's definitely going to be 100% lock for us this week. Loving the Bengals so far, but we got to see what the actual number is. So we predict this one Bengals minus 6.5. Alrighty, and then the second Saturday playoff game, we get the Patriots at the Bills, folks. And folks, we have officially declared this Bills team official playoff pretenders, folks. Playoff pretenders. I am big time nervous for the Bills this week. It's going to be so gosh dang cold here in Buffalo. I'm talking like 0 degrees, negative degrees outside for the Patriots at the Bills. Both these teams can handle the cold. They grow up in the cold, folks. New England, Buffalo, these are cold northeastern states up here. So they can both handle the cold, folks. We've seen the Bills and the Patriots face twice already this season. Patriots won in Buffalo. Buffalo won in Foxborough, but the second game, the Patriots, they didn't have Ramondre Stevenson, and I really think that's going to be the difference here. The Patriots must focus on the ground game a little bit more. Mac Jones is good. Mac Jones is serviceable for a rookie. He is a game-managing quarterback, so when he has to throw it 40-plus times, maybe even 35-plus times, that's not the position position you want to be in, to want to play in. You want your defense in the running game controlling the game, like the first meeting where the Patriots only threw the ball 3 times. They want to try to get back to that. They don't have to be that extreme, but they know that is the key to win. Let's have a good ground game. Let's have our defense lock up, and we know Josh Allen can make those mistakes, folks. We've seen his completion percentage drop 6 full percentage points, folks. That's big time, folks. If you drop 6% points from like 65% to 59%, now you are officially atrocious. Josh Allen could only escape the kind of 6-point drop because it was 69% last year. So 6-point drop is still 63%, which is still good, but it is a drop in the interceptions are a drop from last year to this year. So we are getting Josh Allen a little bit lesser overall offensive play. We still love his running game, folks. We're not 100% knocking this Bills team or Josh Allen, and we're not kind of attacking y'all, the Bills fans, okay? I know y'all take everything seriously, and I get it. It's your team. I'm kind of that way a little bit with the Dolphins, folks. I can't on the show, but, when I wasn't doing the show, I felt you. It's called Takes by Fans, folks. I understand the fandom, okay? But overall, we really have to see what this Bills team is overall, and not getting it done at home right out of the gate, taking to like the late in the third quarter, late in the fourth quarter to finally really kind of blow open the game and put some nails into some coffins, not having a true home field advantage. Same thing with the Colts. And how did that end up for Carson Wentz and the Colts? A must-win game on the road against one of the worst teams in the league, and they lose here. Bill Belichick kind of getting a little bit of blown out the last time these two teams faced. Wants to kind of reestablish his dominance here. This Bills team having no running game. Leslie Frazier a little bit maybe distracted defensively with all these kind of interview requests and all that. I absolutely hate that. If I was a head coach for a team, folks, I would not even allow any of my coaches to even think about leaving. No. We're all locked in. Everyone loves to be locked in. And everyone loves to kind of, bash players. Oh my God. He went golfing on his day off and didn't, put in the work and watch film and study the playbook, all that. These players are trash, not truly buying into the team. But then they let their coaches go here, there, willy-nilly. Hey, you want to go and interview division rival? Hey, Leslie Frazier, you want to go and interview for the Dolphins job? Hey, why don't you just screw my mother while you're at it, yeah? So it's just like, I would put a kibosh on it, folks. Nobody's interviewing. Nobody's taking any calls until we win the ring. Then you can go the hell wherever you want, folks. I don't care. But you're not doing it when we're still got games to be played. So the best thing about the Bills is probably their defense, folks. So Leslie Frazier, best thing, could potentially be a little bit distracted here, and I think Vegas is going to overvalue the Bills, and I think this is big time potential for some great, excellent value, folks. I'm gonna call this one Bills -4 here at home, but I can see Vegas maybe making it Bills -6.5 and above, and if at that point, I love it. Patriots plus the points. If I'm getting 6 or more with the Patriots, that is amazing, immaculate value, folks. And I'll spoil it right now. We will lock that in, okay? Anything less than 6, it's still maybe potentially good value. Vegas playing the game a little bit on the spread line, but we'll see what it is at. We'll officially predict it Bills -4, but we can see it being Bills -6 and up. But we'll see what Vegas puts it at. Alrighty, then we get the Sunday games. 3 games on Sunday. The 1 o'clock game, Eagles at the Bucks, and they have already faced this season, folks. Eagles at the Bucks, and I believe the Bucks won it. But let's get it up here and see how close it was. We're gonna read some quotes here in a second here by Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. So here we go. This season, when the Eagles and the Buccaneers faced in week 6 here, they lost but close, 28-22. They were at home for this game. Jalen Hurts threw an interception, he completed less than 50%, only 100 yards. So this was when Jalen Hurts was, not the greatest. And we know this Eagles team has truly found its stride, like middle of the season to the end of the season with the running game. I mean, here it is. Ever since week 8, folks, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 7-3 since week 8. 7-3 since week 8, and that was 2 weeks after they faced Tampa Bay. So they really hit their stride after the Tampa Bay game, so this game doesn't hold that much weight. Let's quickly see what Tom Brady did to this defense. Did the defense lock up Tom Brady, or did Tom Brady kind of have a free good game here? He had 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he did throw a pick, but overall he was kind of torching him a little bit of dink and dunk on 34 completions, but overall was efficient. So we've seen the Eagles defense get better. We've seen the Eagles offense get tremendously better right here. And then we get this right here. Nick Sirianni saying Jalen Hurts is, quote, significantly better since the Eagles' first matchup against the Bucs. So let's quickly see what he is truly saying. Here we go. The actual quote, I think significantly. He has definitely gotten better throughout that time, which doesn't surprise me at all because Jalen is a student of the game. Jalen wants to get better and craves to get better. He has high school football character, and like I have said plenty of times, guys that are tough, guys that have high school or high football character. He has high football character. Did I say high school football character? High football character, and guys who love football are going to reach their ceiling. Another quote here, quote, I think you're just seeing him grow closer and closer to his ceiling. Yeah, he's definitely better, and he's just going to continue to get better because of who he is as a person and a player. So we can definitely know that Jalen Hurts is getting prepped and ready for this game. He's putting in the work to get ready to face and potentially beat Tom Brady. And what do we know about Tom Brady as of recent in the playoffs? A turnover or 2 or potentially even 3 close games, almost lost to Taylor Heineke in the wild card round last year. We still have this Antonio Brown news, a little bit of a distraction, a little bit, and we get Tom Brady still once again potentially with some turnover issues. Now, Tom Brady and Mike Evans last week, oh my goodness, they got it done against Carolina. I think it was like 3 touchdowns to Mike Evans, and the hookup between Brady and Evans was magnificent. So that's definitely going to be a huge matchup that the Eagles have to truly hone in on, but I believe the Eagles can be super competitive here, folks, and I think a potential upset could also be on the rise. Tom Brady must hone it in, shore everything up, and I cannot see any turnovers here by this Bucs team. Now, talking about turnovers and all that, this Eagles team in the red zone must be solid, must be consistent. We've seen this Eagles team in the red zone. That's kind of where they struggle the most, scoring 7 points instead of settling for 3. We've seen this Eagles team get into scoring position like I would say just on an average basis, like 65% and up of their possessions in a gamely basis. I would even go as high as they score on 80% of their possessions. Honestly, this team can get it done offensively, running game, passing game, where the Bucs, a little bit of one-dimensional. They are getting Leonard Fournette back, but is he going to be good right off the rip? Dwindling at receiver a little bit and all that. So I think it's going to be a great game either way. And if we get like a lot of points here, I'm going to put it, we'll say this. We're going to put this one at Bucs -7. I don't really believe in that value. I'm just predicting what Vegas is going to put it at. And if we get anything over 7, it's fantastic value for the Eagles. And even kind of getting it on that 7 line, I still think I give it to the Eagles as well. Bucs play close for the most part, folks. We don't really see this Bucs team blowing any teams out that well, that great, that consistent. So, Bucs -7 is our official prediction. Another opportunity where we can potentially get great value, like with the Patriots and the Bills game. Alrighty, next game up here is the 49ers at the Cowboys. Another great game here. Jimmy Garoppolo being clutch as heck in this Cowboys Walk of Fame defense. We've got no concerns, no question marks on this Cowboys defense, folks. This is obviously the best thing about the Cowboys team. Now, we do have a little concern with the Cowboys offense on their consistency. Yes, we just saw them, blow out the Eagles in the week, 18 finale, but the week before that, we saw them lose to the Cardinals, and the offense not get it done until like the 4th quarter, and that's not really that impressive to us. So the Cowboys are good that they don't have to face the Cardinals. This is definitely a little bit more of a favorable matchup overall, but don't count out this 49ers team with Jimmy Garoppolo. Stop clowning Jimmy Garoppolo. Y'all are clouding your own judgment by following kind of the overall narratives that Jimmy Garoppolo is not the quarterback. He's not the guy. He's not the future of the 49ers. I don't think we should be going that far quite yet. And, every time that the Cowboys have a great showing offensively, a little bit the next time, it's a little bit of a lackluster performance. We just kind of saw that when Dak said, hey, we're back because they blow out Washington. And then was the Eagles game the following game? I believe it was either the following game or the second game. Let's quickly get that up because I truly want to investigate that a little bit. We have seen it at the end of the season, but has this been an entire thing where, one great game by the offense leads to bad games by the offense? So let's quickly get up Dak Prescott stats here quickly to truly see this, because once again, there could be some great value. It's wild card weekend, folks, and we just came off of a crazy week 18 where if you took the points in the majority of those games, you were hitting your bets all weekend long. So this is truly going to be a potentially great week of getting some points here with some teams, because once again, every team was really in the playoffs, the playoff hunt the entire year. There's really only two teams that went above and beyond, the Titans and the Packers, to secure their number one seed. So everybody else that's playing on wild card weekend, nobody's really that much better than their opponent. They may be slightly better, but still a chance at an upset. And if we're getting tons of points, folks, that's going to probably be the play this week. So here we go. Dak Prescott, after a win and a good performance, do we get bad games? So here we go. Just quickly here, we have 5 wins in a row. They had 5 wins in a row. We get 80% completion percentage, 63, 68, 70. But then, so he comes off a 70% completion performance, 3 touchdowns, and then the following game, which they won, the following game they lost, throwing 48%, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. So he did have a great game that resulted in a win, followed up with a bad performance with a loss. And then coming off that bad performance, he has a great performance, 77% completion percentage, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and it results in a massive blowout win, 43-3 over the Atlanta Falcons. And then they go to lose the game. Dak Prescott, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. They lose the game. The following game, Dak Prescott, 68% completion percentage, 375 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, but they lose 36-33. So, and then back to this Washington performance, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 71% completion percentage, 330 yards, and then he faces the Cardinals the following week. They lose. He still had an overall good game, 3 touchdowns, no picks, but we know they all kind of came in the second half, more in the fourth quarter when the game was a little bit out of reach and they were always playing catch up at this point. So, we've got to see Dak Prescott in this offense kind of get it done a little bit better. We have to cut out the turnovers, and once again, his connection to CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper must be impeccable. And just once again, the consistency. Yes, the numbers are good, but the interceptions, the turnovers, still a little bit of a concern for us. So, Cowboys offense is a concern alongside Mike McCarthy. Once again, we've already seen some not great overall time management skills and offensive aggressiveness skills by Mike McCarthy. So, once again, that is still a little bit of a concern here. But the Cowboys defense at home should be able to be, up to the task to take on the 49ers. So, I'm going to call this one Cowboys minus -4 here at home, and we'll see if we can get great value with the 49ers to take those points. We'll see. All right, and then the last Sunday game, the night game, 8:15, and this one's too easy to call. Steelers minus Chiefs. Chiefs minus 55 points here, folks. We'll bet it all the way up to like 70 if we can, but there's no point of taking the points here with the Steelers. Maybe because of the magic factor, because it's Big Ben's last game, so maybe he rises to the occasion. Maybe the defense goes overboard, but even Big Ben is saying, hey, we've got no chance. chance. He says, quote, don't have a chance. Says that, quote, don't have a chance against the Chiefs this week. Quote, we're double-digit underdogs. Well, thanks, Big Ben, for spoiling it for us. Yes, double-digit as in 55. That's double digits. We're double-digit underdogs in the playoffs, so let's just go play and have fun and see what happens. So I hate this attitude by Big Ben. First of all, oh, we've got no chance. You see the Chiefs? You see my arm? Yeah, we've got no chance. Hey, we're double-digit underdogs. We've got no chance, okay? I hate that attitude because this could result into some magic here. And the Chiefs, once again, Tyreek Hill a little banged up, but he has been practicing. He should be good to go. Same thing with Travis Kelce. Should be good to go for this game. So potential as at an upset here because of the Steelers defense. We talked about it, fantastic. That's the best thing about the Steelers team. The escorts, that's the nickname that we gave the Steelers defense because they're escorting Big Ben into the nursing home, into potentially a Super Bowl ring. I doubt it happens, but if it does happen, it's going to be all because of the defense here. So we'll call this one Chiefs minus 55 points, folks. And at that point, we still swallow all those 55 points. All right, and then the last game, Monday night game, Super Wild Card Weekend, folks. They're billing it Super Wild Card Weekend because it goes into Monday night. Monday night, Rams at the Cardinals. This is probably going to be the best potential wild card matchup that there is. Wild card game, Cardinals, Rams. Both of these teams could have a really good chance at the Super Bowl, but unfortunately, they have to face each other round one Wild Card Weekend. So Cardinals at the Rams. We have been so concerned about this Rams offense. Yes, they won last week against the Cowboys, or 2 weeks ago against the Cowboys, which was really good. A really good, solid game to win on the road. Last week, they lose. They did start and play their starters for the entire game. Seemed like they wanted to win it, but end up losing to the Seahawks, division rivals. So this Cardinals offense, we've seen it be way too up and down, way too non-consistent here in the back end of the season. Ever since A.J. Green dropped that ball against the Packers in the end zone that would have secured the win. And once again, A.J. Green last week, all those drops as well. So they need DeAndre Hopkins 1,000% out there, and AJ Green, he must step it up big time here because he's been flat this entire year. Once again, AJ Green with Andy Dalton in the playoffs with the Bengals, always underwhelming. AJ Green doesn't know how to rise to the occasion and play in big time spots consistently here. I've got a bad feeling for this Cardinals team this week, folks. I think I'm loving the Rams. We've got to see what the line is, but I think I'm ready to swallow anything, folks. And then for this Rams team, a little concerning that they lost last week, a comeback from behind victory against the 49ers. Sean McVay kind of saying like, hey, we're not even going to really talk about that game. There was really nothing we could take away. We lost it, all right. We're moving on. We're moving forward. It's kind of done and over with. Matthew Stafford's first playoff game where he's expected to win and expected to win the following week and the following week and then take a week off and then the following week for the Super Bowl win. So this is big time pressure on Matthew Stafford. Pressure on Sean McVay to call a good game plan. We're in the playoffs now. He's great. He's a genius. He gets it done offensively, but that was the regular season. Playoffs are a different animal. Ask Andy Dalton. He's trash. Ask AJ Green. He's trash, okay? They don't get it. They never got it done in the playoffs. Never scored more than 16 points. You know how atrocious that is? So this Rams team, Cardinals team, both under immense pressure. They both must win this game. They get no brownie points. They get no kind of, benefit of the doubt, no free passes for being just competitive in this game. This is wild card weekend. If you get bounced, playoff game number one, just the narratives write themselves. The stories write themselves. The media personalities all kind of already are expressing what they're going to be saying if the Cardinals get bounced week one here in the playoffs. Same thing with the Rams. OBJ, once again, if OBJ can't get going, how much does that bring down the team and all that? So this is going to be a great game overall. I'm going to give the Rams here a little bit more love over the Cardinals, and I'm going to call this one Rams -5 here at home. Just the inconsistent Cardinals offense has been the biggest glaring thing I think I may have seen over the last 8 weeks of the season, folks. This has been something like big time not good at all, and we had this Cardinals team like number 1, number 2 in the power rankings the entire year up until about week 10, 11, where we're like, oh, no, this team, no, they're not moving the ball offensively, they're losing games against teams that they need to beat, playoff teams, high caliber teams, and AJ Green dropping passes, wide open, not able to secure some big time grabs. This is big time concerning for us. We're going to call this one Rams -5. Alrighty, here we go, folks. Now that we've got all the lines predicted, let's get them refreshed, up to the minute, updated here, and see where the value is. There's got to be at least one great value here, folks, and we got to sniff it out. So here we go. All the lines are predicted. We said our piece, and now let's see if Vegas agrees, disagrees, or heavily disagrees, being disrespectful. Here we go. Alrighty, first game up here, Raiders at the Bengals. We called this one Bengals -6.5, and it's only Bengals -5, so a little bit of better value on our part, and I love it, folks. I've got no problem swallowing 5 points here. I think the Bengals are ready to keep this train, this impressive, I'm going to shut everybody up every single week train. I think it keeps on going. Joe Burrow, a week off, a fresh arm. Could you imagine if Big Ben had just a fresh arm for 1 week? He would be like, he would be so joyous, folks, honestly. So Joe Burrow with the fresh arm, Bengals at home, first playoff game in a while, first home playoff game in a big while, ready to kind of erase all those lackluster, disappointing Andy Dalton years. And I love Derek Carr, don't get us wrong, but the clutch factor has always come into question with Derek Carr this season. Got it done a little bit last week, getting the field goal and then getting the second field goal and all that. So we give him credit for getting into field goal range. But once again, this is a little bit of a different animal. Now on the road, actual playoffs here. Rich Bisaccia, how great of a coach is he? We still are a little up and down on him. So Bengals here, loving the value. I think we take it. But you have to come into tomorrow's show to get the endorsement, the official endorsement, folks. Already lock in Bengals -5, and then we don't take that tomorrow and then cry to me, be like, oh, you told me. No, I didn't. You didn't get the official confirmation. We talk a lot here, folks, all right? But we always confirm actually what we're taking and what we're not taking, okay? So yes, we love the Bengals. Yes, we 99% probably take it tomorrow, but you still got to come tomorrow for the official confirmation, okay? Damn. Isn't that much of a chore to watch takes by fans on a back-to-back basis, folks? Okay, well, y'all relax. All right, so Bengals -5 is the official spread. Love it. Alrighty, next game up here, Bills at the Patriots. We predicted this one at Bills -4, but are hoping for a little bit closer to like Bills -6.5, maybe even Bills -7 if you're feeling, too generous. So here we go. The actual line is... Oh, exactly that. Bills -4, right? On the money there. Love it. Now, I don't love it because we don't get more value for the Patriots. I wanted a little bit more security at like a 6 or 7. 8 would have been great. 10. Oh, my goodness. Give me 10. But this one's going to be a little interesting here. Folks, this one we truly have to sleep, and I'm not giving away any kind of winks. We're going to take this wink. Okay, we're not going to do that quite yet. Patriots +4, folks. Is that going to be enough? Probably a lower scoring game because it's cold. Once again, Bills not always getting it done in the red zone with the touchdowns, settling for field goals and all that. Patriots defense, running games probably for the Patriots a little bit more of the route that they go, so a little bit of a lesser scoring game because of the weather, because of the running game. Patriots +4, folks. Borderline great value. Damn you, Vegas, for knowing things, for being smart. We hate when Vegas is smart, folks. We love when they're disrespectful because that's when we get the great value. We don't get any great value when Vegas is being smart over here. Well, y'all stop it, Vegas. Can y'all take a day or a week off, folks? Okay? Jeez. All right. Patriots +4, Bills -4. Alrighty, now we move to the Sunday action. Here we go. Can we get some great points here? We couldn't get the great value on the Patriots. Can we get the great value on the Eagles? Here we go. Eagles at the Bucks. We predicted this one at Bucks -7, and it's Bucks -8.5. That's the value. Yeah. Undervaluing this Eagles team, folks. They keep games close. The offense, they are so complementary. The run opens up the pass. The running game by itself is good. The passing game by itself is good, but they are always both getting it done. I'm talking about over 100 yards of rushing with their running back by committee. Then we get Jalen Hurts in the dual threat game. So he has about maybe 170 yards passing, maybe 220 yards passing with about 70, 50 yards rushing and all that. Eagles defense is solid. Nick Sirianni is a great coach. They're getting better every single week, and we gotta absolutely love that. Eagles at the Bucs. Yes, the Bucs lost last week, but that was with Gardner Minshew. We still like Gardner Minshew, but overall, we still need Jalen Hurts for that dual threat ability, beating the Bucs defense, and the Bucs having all these kind of big issues, coupled with Tom Brady's interception, poor playoff performance over last season, folks. All these points, folks. What won last week? All the points, even the Chiefs, even the Colts, taking the game down, kind of to the wire, not so much to the Colts because they got really kind of blown out from the rip, but the Chiefs taking it close. The Jets almost covered 16 points, 16 and a half points, but gave up 15 points in the fourth quarter because they were absolutely trash. But taking the points truly got it done. There was one more game that the points. The Seahawks with the points, so we called that. We got 6.5 there. They went outright. The Chiefs, they didn't cover the 10.5. The Bills barely covered 17. So, folks, taking points this week could be the play. 8.5, folks. I think I'm loving the value. Once again, got to come into tomorrow's show. Alrighty, then we get the 49ers at the Cowboys. We predicted this line at the Cowboys -4, and it's only Cowboys -3. So once again, Vegas is even saying, hey, this Cowboys offense, still a little bit potentially concerning. Cowboys defense is fantastic, like we know. Cowboys -3 is the line. All right, then we get the Steelers at the Chiefs, and we predicted this one at Chiefs -55, and it's only Chiefs -12. That's the play. Y'all want 100% confirmation right now so you don't have to come into tomorrow's show. Chiefs -12.5, folks. Take it right now. Cash it in right now. You can already cash it in. You bet it. You cash it in the next minute, and they'll give you the cash right there. They're like, yep, that was a good bet. Thank you. They already know the future. We already know Chiefs blow out the Steelers. Steelers can't do anything offensively. Chiefs blow them out 56-0. Alrighty, then the last game of the week, the Cardinals at the Rams. Let's see what Vegas puts his value at. Let's see which kind of way we see Vegas leaning based on the spread here. Cardinals at the Rams. We predicted this one at Rams -5, and it's only Rams -3.5. So, wow, interesting. Vegas is giving some credit to this Cardinals team, and I'm trying to find out a little bit why. Maybe they're a little bit more concerned with the Rams overall more than they are kind of more confident on the Cardinals. So a little bit of a closer spread than I was imagining, but I still think I'm liking the Rams here. The Cardinals, man, over the last couple of weeks, super concerning. Yes, they beat the Cowboys. That is a good win. I'm not taking anything away from that win, but once again, this Rams offense over the Cowboys offense, which one do I take? I think I take the Rams one. So I don't know, folks. We'll see. This is going to be a great weekend of games, folks. Super wild card weekend. Sheesh. This NFL season has been absolutely fantastic, folks. Absolutely great, as usual here. And I think the playoffs are going to be equally, if not greater, than what we've already seen over 18 consistent weeks here in the NFL. Alrighty, folks, so we predicted all the lines. We're feeling good to make our official picks. Maybe do one more final film study to truly lock up some great value potentially. So we've got all that tomorrow on the show, folks, noon Eastern, making our official picks. Alrighty, folks, and we will definitely get to MVP tomorrow. Tomorrow on the show, we'll talk through the MVP discussion and crown our MVP of the year. So we've got MVP talk, we've got playoff talk, we've got playoff picks. How can we make money in the NFL this week? And any story that comes out, we'll break down the NBA. All that is up tomorrow on the show, folks. So have a great one. We got to get out of here, and we'll see